12 minutes till 2 on the East Coast, 12 minutes till 1 in Texas. Welcome back to our continuing coverage of Hurricane Harvey. Let's go to Lauren Blanchard live in Galveston. What's the situation there, Lauren?
Hey, John. So it seems to be holding here in Galveston. We're just getting a lot of wind at this point. We do have a tornado warning holding at least until the top of the hour. We'll see if they re-up that tornado warning. At this point, we haven't heard if they will or will not. We're also watching for storm surges now about looking at they're predicting somewhere between 4 to 6 feet. But, John, we are not seeing that quite yet. Along the seawall, we've been down there looking around. So far, we're not seeing any sort of flooding. The water seems to be holding back. Obviously, very, very choppy water down there, but it's not rising. It's not coming up and over that seawall like many were predicting. Cars still driving up and down this historical seawall boulevard. Folks still out and about. Believe it or not, the bar at our hotel, people walking around with drinks in hand. A lot of these locals don't seem to be quite as nervous as many meteorologists say they should be. The other thing we are watching here, John, a lot of lightning. When we were first starting to see the lightning, it was happening about every 5 or 10 minutes. Now it is about every 1 or so minutes. A lot of this, and it's taking over the entire sky. So these aren't just little lightning bolts. These are quite large. Occasionally hearing some booms of thunder to go with them. This rain has held off here, so we were not getting very wet here in Galveston. Not quite like we're seeing down the coast, down in Corpus Christi or definitely Rockport. Here in Galveston, definitely skirting around a lot of the worst conditions that we're seeing from this storm. So thankfully, this town seems to be doing all right. No real damage that we're seeing, perhaps some things blown over, but at this point, we're not seeing any real damage, so that's great news for folks here. But of course, John, the thing about this storm that we really need to watch is this is not just going to be over in a couple hours. As meteorologists are telling us, this thing is going to last well into the night, well into tomorrow, possibly even going into the beginning of next week. And with it, it is bringing just an amazing amount of rain. Even though we are not seeing that in Galveston right now, authorities are telling people don't get comfortable. This is not necessarily going to stay this way. We could see more of these walls of rain come in, as we've been seeing here all day, just a couple hours in between them. All of a sudden, the rain will just start pouring and coming down in sheets. So we're obviously waiting to see if that happens again. But it has been a couple hours, actually, since we've really seen any significant amount of rain, but we are watching the wind. Right now, the wind is the big thing here. It is picking up. It is definitely blowing a lot of these trees around, a lot of signs around. The waves quite choppy. They're not rising above the seawall. That's a very important thing for this town. Now, for folks who are here, if they are still here, especially on Galveston Island, authorities are telling them don't try to move tonight. Stay where you are. The evacuation period is over. They have missed it. So if you are here, hunker down. Authorities say they hope you are prepared to stay for at least a couple days, just because this thing is not going to be short, so hopefully they are hunkered down. They do not try and go out in their cars, even though we've seen some folks out there. So people here watching seems to be okay at this point, but everybody's going to be on high alert. John?
It always takes a day or two before the real damage reports start coming in, although, as you say, you seem to have dodged a bullet there in Galveston, with most of the storm passing south and east of you. Lauren Blanchard. Lauren, thank you very much.